Hi, everybody. It's Will on Live 4. Today I have a couple announcements I wanted to share with you. First of all, really good news. My wife of 65 years, my beautiful wife, got a very good report today from her doctor. So, we dodged another bullet. So that's great. And boy, do I love her. Secondly, you see some of her artwork behind me here. She is having an art exhibit this weekend out in Joshua Tree, actually in Yucca Valley. And I'll put up the announcement here. There's an opening Saturday night. We'll both be there. I'd love to see you guys. If any of you are in the area, it's also a beginning of a great weekend for artists out in Joshua Tree. But then the other thing that I want to announce is that this video is kind of introduction to the drop-off box. This is probably the fourth video we've done on this mod, and it turns out that tomorrow, Tuesday, it is going to finally be released by Bethesda on the Creations Club website, so you'll be able to download it and use it. So, of course, if you have any issues or questions or concerns, this YouTube channel is probably the best place to see it. So, okay, it was fun to see you in a more intimate setting, let's say. And I hope that I'll see you this weekend. But here's the video, which is the final one that is basically the introduction to the very last version of Dropbox. Okay, guys, thank you. Credits plus 1 XP. You get the notice up here of what you've gotten. So in addition to getting credits, you get XP, 1 XP for every item you sell. Well, you're not just selling notes. Let's get serious about this and go in and look at, here's the stuff that's in my spaceship. You probably have the same stuff, maybe others. I mean, these are things, foam cups, folders. Who would ever need them? But they do have value, so I'm going to dump the whole lot of them into the drop-off box. There they are, and we end up with 6238 credits and 330 XP, one for each one. So that's a pretty good deal. Now, there is an option. If you don't want the XP, and some people don't want to get XP from selling stuff, you can disable it. Also, if you want to reset the totals and start over again to see how well you're doing, you can do that also. Now, I mentioned that the exception of weapons is a big one. I will pay 100% of what is called the gold value of items in the game. The gold value is not the same as what you see in your inventory. For example, I'm going to pick a couple weapons, and I'm going to have a chart up here in a minute to show you what I'm talking about. But again, open up the inventory weapons. If I take an advanced maelstrom, for example, you see here 6159 as the value. This is in the Star UI system. If we go down to an advanced one, hold on for a second, there it is, 7754. Now, I have gone into the Trade Authority, but I decided I'm not going to take you on that whole tour. Take my word for it. The basic one, they will pay $962. The advanced, they'll pay $1177, or the modified one. Well, how much will I actually get for it if I put it into the Dropbox? So if I take the Maelstrom, and I'm just going to sell one of them. And remember that there's a value of $61.59. The Trade Authority pays $962. We get $1,100. So I assume that is the gold value. So what happens to the gold value when you add enhancements? Assassin's Advanced 7754. Drop it in. The same 1100. So that must be the gold value for the Maelstrom, and it's more or less what you get from the Trade Authority. But what is odd is if we go up and let's open up again, and let's go to a more valuable and expensive weapon, the advanced Big Bang has a value of 21,877. The modified advanced, 31,529, 10,000 credit difference. Well, I went into the Trade Authority and they will pay 34.18 for the plain vanilla, and they'll pay 49.26 for the modified advanced. I'm going to save a little time and just put in the most expensive one here. The modified advanced at 31,529. 12,870, and that's the same amount you get for the plain vanilla. So again, I cannot explain why there is such discrepancy, but I will pay 100% of whatever the game thinks the weapon is worth, and you're just going to have to accept it. After all, you do get XP. Okay, that's how the Dropbox system works. So now let's turn to the Bio-Organic Converter. So in this little setup here, you have a greenhouse with a very busy swamp pod inside. And what that guy is going to do is he's going to take all of the variants that you have collected from your hunting and gathering, carapace and skin and stalk and seed, and it will convert it to regular organics that you can use for crafting or production, or you could sell. How does it work? Well, we open it up, and you're going to see something in this that you would have, you'll never see this in the game. This is one of every one of those variants, 200 and something of them. And of course, I use this for testing, but I drop them all into the Bio-Organic Converter. There they go all the way down to toxin. And it's going to take a little while for them to convert. But here they go. They're going through, and not bad. There they're all done. If I open it up, you'll see. All of them have been converted to their base organics. Now, you don't get credits for this. Certainly don't get XP. That guy has done all the work. However, I could take all of these right now and sell them in the Dropbox and get credits and XP that way. As I said before, at the beginning, this is really designed for your ship as a kind of personal assistant. At the end of the day, dump whatever you have and don't want right here, and you get credits and XP for it. However, you could put it in your outpost, and as a kind of last effort, if there's stuff you really want to get rid of and you can't find another way to do it, you can link it to here, but it really is not designed for that. So as I said, I hope this will be released soon. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and you'll get the latest news about it. Plus, if you do end up acquiring it, that's the place where you can ask questions, complaints, suggestions, whatever. Be happy to respond to them and make improvements if you can identify them for me. So I will see you next time. Please give me a thumbs up, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.